Hey, what's up guys, it's ElasticSpyder here, and in today's video we are featuring a Des Moines replay. Now in this replay we are going to be featuring 1. Some odd camouflages, 2. How to play the Des Moines in situations when you cannot use things like your range to very effective to your effectiveness of your ship. And so before we get into the replay, as some of you, or many of you may know, I actually run reload on my Des Moines, and most people would think that that is absurd and, you know, kind of counterintuitive. With that said, I am a little bit crazy. So, now if you don't really like the stock range on the Des Moines, I say stock because I guess that's what it is before you put modules on it, but 15.8 range is kind of stressful at times, especially with Des Moines levels of concealment at 10.6 kilometers. You know, it can be somewhat stressful a lot of times. And you know, not having that extra almost 3 kilometers of range can put a lot more stress and a lot more frustration as well added to your gameplay. And I know some of you don't want that. So by all means, if you don't like the reload mod, I think that, you know, there's no, you know, then don't use it, basically. It's kind of all up to you. However, I do feel that I think reload mod does add some nice benefits, shaving off about 1.2 seconds off your reload, and then more if you can have some adrenaline rush kick in. I think it is more than beneficial. Again, before we start, I'm playing with Rabadoo. He's playing in his Republic. I think this is actually his first game in it. And then Drunk with TT in the Kebab. So, of course, I do run main Armors Mod 1. You know, well, I guess now that they have changed the... so I'll put them up on the screen. Of course, if you don't have Radar Mod, then just use whatever. That slot isn't too important, after all. So this is after they have changed Atlantic a little bit, so I am going to be rather fortunate, I guess, to be able to use this island, although you could use it before the patch, but this island is a little bit better now because you don't have as many angles of fire coming in at you. Now here, realistically, I probably should have popped my defensive fire, even though these planes are only spending a short amount of time in my anti-air zone. You know, the more I believe Mercurial planes, the better. Yep. So probably should have done that. Maybe boosted my base XP at the end of this game a little bit more. A Minotaur without camo is a good Minotaur, right? Of course. So yeah, and then of course my you saw my modules there, and then also my captain perks are there as well. However, I believe there was a reset, so I did end up changing them after this replay, or maybe that was before. So either way, you know, this was my most up-to-date build. That might have changed a little bit for Clan Wars, because Clan Wars does play a little bit differently. You do want that 7.2 kilometer AA range, of course, but if you do play Des Moines for Clan Wars, your build may vary. So again, I'm being patient. I see, if we take a look at the minimap, we do see a lot of their team, a lot of the battleships especially, have gone to the, I believe this is the A location on domination, or I guess the bottom left corner of the map. And so I have to be somewhat cautious about getting spotted by DDs that are trying to come up in here. This would actually be a very good spot. You can kind of torp our base and, you know, provide vision throughout this whole area of the map. So that position would be quite strong, but seeing that I wasn't spotted, I feel somewhat comfortable, you know, pushing onto this location, as well as this North Carolina. As soon as this North Carolina reaches about this point on the mini-map, it does become quite precarious for me. I have to really watch my angles, and you not get too far deep, and not being able to get out. So Mogami shooting broadside, only one citadel, only 2 shells hit, but this is more where the Des Moines is at its best. Now here, again, if you didn't have reload, of course, this guy would probably die, but he necessarily might not die fast enough. Especially when, you know, I'm trying to get all my guns to bear, and, you know, I'm trying to keep up to speed with him, although Mogami might be able to outrun me. You know, the fact that he's dying quicker and the less people that are shooting at me and the less time I have to stay spotted, the better. And then we're already up to 8 citadels with 1 ship killed. So, whereas if I didn't have reload mod, I would, you know, presumably I wasn't shooting here, you know, I would still have to be shooting at him. And of course, classic mistake, didn't really think about the Mogami torps. Didn't really think that they were that big of a deal. But I'm gonna lose a lot of HP here pretty early on. Fortunately, I torpedo beat that second one, and well, this Minotaur is wishing he was somewhere else. I'm guessing he was maybe a radar Minotaur. And again, I don't know. So a decent example. I've only done 82k, and by all means, this is a good decent game, or I should say decent to good game in the Des Moines, especially if you aren't so good with the reload mod. Now, the only reason I think the reload mod is beneficial is because yes, it does reduce your range, and it can hamper your ability to take on certain situations on some maps. Primarily this openness on the other side of the map, which is why I came to this side of the map. But it also, when you are low health, it does force you to really choose your engagements. And as well, overall, using reload mod, you have to position yourself near perfectly almost every time you play the ship. Otherwise, you won't see these nice results. So North Carolina, even though he is 12 kilometers, I'm still going to shoot AP at him. Now, in terms of aiming, I'm just aiming like slightly above the waterline, just ever so slightly. Not practically. You could probably still do some very nice salvos if you aim right at the waterline too, because of the plunging fire. But unfortunately, I was not able to get any citadels there, and I actually have to turn back the base because the enemy team is capping our base. We seem to be losing ships somewhat rapidly on that side. So instead of worrying about this North Carolina, who's just going to do diddly squat over in almost A10, I'm going to decide to go back and help my team. Especially Rabadou, who, you know, of course, he is a very good player. And the longer you can keep better players alive, the better your team will likely do at the end. So just, I guess, some food for thought. If you see that if there's another good player on your team, try and keep them alive as long as possible. You know, of course, not compromising your ability to stay alive yourself, but you know, as a good rule of thumb, you know, you want to keep your teammates as alive as long as possible. Unfortunately, we were not able to kill this Kerfurst that was on nearly any health. So we're going to have to spend some time shooting him a little bit. Now, I noticed that the DD pops up pretty soon here. And unfortunately, he goes into smoke. But at this point, I have to help Rabadou out. I have to kill this Kerfurst because he has been alive way too long. Fortunately, though, he is going to die right there. Unfortunately for Rabadou, though, he was not able to dodge these torpedoes that are about to hit him. And you might think, well, Spider, there's smoke, you know, why not radar? I know, and part of the reason I didn't radar was because he was actually not within my range at the time. Now, very well, he could have been in my range, and wow, what a double strike. So torpedoes, two of my teammates get killed. I didn't want to radar because I didn't think the Kagero was in my range of radar, so I held it. Pardon me. But little did I know that the gearing was somewhere out in the middle. And that is where those torpedoes came from that killed Droko. So as soon as I'm going to round this island, I'm probably going to radar. Now, Look, this is an extremely dangerous play, but the fact that I've got reload makes this game so much more interesting. So this gearing gets spotted. Got a little bit lucky there. Okay, that's fine. I've also got another Kagero and an Amagi on my side. So I'm facing 4 ships at once, practically. CV, maybe. So Kagero's going to be spotted, which is good. I'm going to have to take him out first, because he's low health, and he's more easy to kill than a near full health battleship. So I do that. And now we've got a Tirpitz. I see that this gearing is, you know, smoking up, and he's just going to be pelting me. So I'm going to radar and kill him. Unfortunately, the Tirpitz, I over-angled, and the Tirpitz managed to sit it on me. Pop my radar, and, well, this is where the Des Moines goes into action. Again, if you didn't have reload mod, you probably wouldn't be able to do this. You'd still be sitting high, you know, be sitting behind an island over here. Pardon me. I'll probably edit that out, but I end up killing the gearing, get a Confederate and Kraken unleashed in the process. All the meanwhile, angling my armor just enough to confuse the gearing. My angle, so his torps actually miss, and now I'm going to put my bow right towards the Tirpitz, while also pop my defensive fire just to get some more base XP. Fortunately for me, the enemy carrier, or our carrier along with our North Carolina, ended up taking out that Amagi, and so now this is the dream. I'm on 5,000 health, so I do have to be a bit careful, but I'm facing a Tirpitz. You know, of course, if I just go bow onto him, he cannot pen me. And, well, this is going to be a wonderful day for me. So, again, could you have done this in a non-reload Des Moines? Maybe. Of course, you would have had to spend more time trying to shoot the Kagero and kill the Kagero. You would have had to spend more time to shoot and kill that gearing. And again, you would have to spend more time to go and shoot and kill that Tirpitz. So, you have to be careful about these things. So again, as I was saying, you know, I'd just like to point out that you maybe could have done it. You know, you could have had a good game like this in the Des Moines without the reload mod. But again, I just want to, you know, give an option out to some of those players that feel like they don't get enough out of their Des Moines play, and sometimes they want a challenge, because this is quite challenging. Making sure you've got, you know, the most effective positioning possible in the Des Moines it's a very satisfying feeling. Even though the Des Moines is not the most tanky ship in the world, you know, games like this, rather, you know, make you feel really good inside. So I'm not going to spend too much time on the screenshots, but of course 202k, 13 planes, could have got more planes, 6 kills, which is nice. Confederate high caliber, Kraken Unleashed, and Dreadnought, 12 Citadels, very nice game. 3,204 base XP, very nice game. Doubled the Midway, who also played well, and we died too early here. There's so much more damage that could have been had. Unfortunately, luck was not on our side, and we got taken out. But still, a very good game from both teams. Actually, I think the enemy team, could have done a little bit better, but either way, you know, they did their best. Unfortunately, I was not able to capture the other 2 screenshots, so getting a little bit early, but let me know what you guys think about this replay down in the comment section down below. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later.